power wishbone set. They hand the ball. Oh no, Saber and faked it. Keeps it himself to the left sideline and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Get up, Yankees got it. On the forehand, under 10 seconds. Yankee across in front. They score!
Happy New Year, Cadet fans, and welcome back to a new year of Cadets Coach's Corner. This morning I had the chance to sit down with head women's and men's swimming diving coach Laura Dunn as her team moves forward towards the end of the season and prepares for the NISTA Championships.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us here, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You guys pretty busy here on the on the way back from the holiday break. Really not a whole lot of time to rest. 2 dual meets last week, another one this weekend. You guys are working pretty hard right now.
They are definitely working very hard. They came back on the 30th, spent New Year's here, so they've been really working hard. They've been putting the effort in and just putting the yardage in and really getting ready for the last push for championships. We're about 4 weeks out right now, so it's kind of exciting time watching them really push hard and get over some humps and get some changes made before the last little push, and they're doing really well, so
now,
exciting.
On the scoreboard, you guys dropped the last 2 dual meets this past weekend, but as I learned yesterday from you, you guys really aren't cutting them any breaks here, even in getting preparation for those dual meets. It's really all about looking forward towards February and those championships.
Right, we swam right through those meets, and also those meets those teams are very strong. They're both NESCAC schools, really strong programs. I think we performed really well. They got up and they raced, and they did awesome considering that they were just completely physically broken down. That's kind of where we're heading for at this point in the year, is just, breaking them down as far as we can before we break them, back up, put them back together at the end of with taper. But they did really well, and so we're excited about how things are going and where they're headed. So
you guys already had 1 set of championships back in December, and the men captured the GNAC Invitational. Women performed strongly at the GNAC Championships. Where do you guys see yourself as you move towards these NISDAs?
I think it could be a really strong year. We've got a really great upperclassmen group coming through. Our sophomore class is getting stronger. Freshman year is usually a rough year, but we've got a great freshman class also. We've got Chris Heavey back this semester, which is nice, bringing him back after a semester abroad. I think it's gonna be really nice. I'm not sure exactly where to place them, but I really see some great performances out of them, coming at the end. So
let's talk about the men's side. You guys have kind of been led by, the 3-headed monster of Lance Webster, who's really dominated kind of these long freestyle events. Brandon Kelly, who's really excelled in the butterfly. Pat Bow just kind of done a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Just speak to their performance.
All 3 of them are just, they're great guys. They're working hard. If you start with Pat Bowden, he does a little bit of everything. He's kind of an IMer / mid-distance guy. He's just been doing awesome. He's been training really hard this year. He's kind of finally, broken through the gate a little bit, and I'm super excited to see what he does at championships because he's just done phenomenally well this year, both in dual meets and in training. Brandon Kelly's, fly, sprint guy. He's been training really hard, and he's getting, putting some pieces back together. We had a couple missteps, I think, last year with him at champs, but I think he's putting those pieces back together to put them, right for champs this year. And then Lance, he just kind of eats the yardage up. The longer he goes, the happier he is. That's almost, I think he can also do really well, and I think it'll be fun to see what he can do as a sophomore and not a rook anymore, when he's getting a little more rest and he's able to train a little bit harder this year. So it's exciting to think of where they can go and see where they finish off. It'll be fun.
Certainly, it's not just about them. You guys have had contributions from Andrew Grubbs, Travis Marks. A number of other swimmers have stepped up on the men's side. Kind of speak about just the depth of this team, which I really think has been a strong point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really nice addition. Talking about Brandon in the sprint fly, we've added Pete Burt in the distance fly, the 2 fly, and he's just an awesome trainer. He's got a really great distance fly, and we're looking forward to seeing what he can do. I think he has no idea. Yeah, Travis Marks, great sprinter coming through, breaststroke and freestyle. Is really going to help out our relays, I think. And you've got, freshman, you got Tim Burrow, he's doing great. We've got Jake Shoemaker. We've just got so many guys who are doing so well. It's just, I can't even list all of them. They're working hard in the pool, in training, and then they're, racking it up at meets, and I think we'll have a lot of great people qualify and do really well come February. So it'll be fun to see what happens there.
Be remiss if I didn't mention the divers. You guys are really excelling on the diving board, especially at the 1 meter level. Whether it's Andy Rode and Steven Russell, you guys are really, really performing well on the diving board.
Yeah, they're doing awesome, and they're doing especially well. They don't necessarily have a real, we don't have a specific coach for diving, so they're really working with each other. So the fact that they're doing so well is just really awesome, and it's a testament to how hard they want to work and how much they want to succeed. If they can stay healthy, which was our issue last year, we weren't able to keep them healthy, but if we can keep them healthy this year, I think they'll do really well come championships, their championships will be the weekend after the swimming championships in February.
All right, we'll get you out of here on 2 more questions.
Sure.
On the women's side, you guys are also, coming up competitive and everything. As you head toward those championships and towards the end of their season, you guys have seen a lot of contributions from Giovanna Stein, your captain. Victoria Sable has been very, very consistent. Speak to the performance on the women's side.
The women have been doing really well. We've got a number of new women on the team. The experience coming through from the last few years isn't real great, but across the board they've been doing really well. And yeah, G has been doing fabulous, really working hard as both a captain and putting in the training and putting in the racing. Vicky has had a phenomenal season. She's been going best times most meets. We've got her A cut in the mile for champs. Looking to add the 1,000 and the 5. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, but yeah, they've been just doing so well, and I think their training has been better than ever, and that's part of why they've been able to really step up and continue to succeed and do well and build. So it's nice.
The last question: the women's team, roster-wise, is a lot smaller than a lot of other women's teams, but appears to be incredibly close. And something maybe people don't really understand about swimming is just that since it's a joint team, the men and the women are really supportive of each other. How do you like your team's chemistry moving towards this last part of the season?
Sometimes we'll have issues, men and women, but I think this year has been really great. They've been really supportive of each other. They've really worked hard together. When we train as one big group, so they've been in, training together, supporting each other. During winter training, we've had a few get-out swims, which means people step up to the blocks and they tell me, okay, I'm going to go 100 free, and I ask them what they can give me, and, trying to get them to perform and step up. And, we've had both guys and girls step up and do really well. Yesterday, our sprinter group went 6 for 6 out of get-out swims, which I don't think we've ever had happen before. But I think it just shows how much they're really getting up and ready to go and supporting each other and working together so that, for them, they got out of the rest of practice that way, but it's great, and I think it's just a really great family. That's been kind of the word from the beginning of the season from our captains is family.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us here on Cadets Coach's Corner, and best of luck this weekend against Babson, and best of luck in the Nices as well.
Thank you very much.